Yes. Now let's have an example on data driven testing. Here we go. Here I have an Excel sheet. I have some data here in a sheet one. I have some usernames and passwords. Yes, I have some username and password. So I want to parameterize this usernames and passwords. I want to take this username and password to the test, and from there I want to execute them. Okay. So let's see how to perform the task. Okay. So here I have some valid and invalid data. Okay. So let's see how to perform this activity. So first of all, I want to do this everything as a dynamic actually. I want to do it completely dynamically. Everything should be done by its own. The fully automated I want to do it. So we'll start from the invoke application to getting the test result. So everything I want to do it automated. I mean to say writing, taking the username and password from this data also it will do it dynamically. So first, uh, I want to invoke a login screen. I want to invoke a login screen. And before invoking a login screen, first it should check whether the login screen existing or not. If the login screen is existing, then it's okay. If not, it should invoke the application and then it should write the username and password. That is the story. Before to that, actually this data completely should be taken into the action one or some other sheet. Okay, we'll plan it. Now, we'll bit customize it actually. Here, I have some usernames and passwords. I have some username and password. So basically, how to perform? If it is an organization, what we do is we'll derive the test data, right? We'll get a valid and invalid test data. Okay, let's assume that this is a valid test data here. UID PWD represents valid test data. Okay. And even we'll have an invalid test data, right? Yes. So after this, I have a few invalid test data here, like this is invalid test data. Okay. So I have a valid and invalid test data. See here, how to do a negative testing and positive testing actually here. So by using a BV and ECP, I have a valid data here and I have an invalid data here. I have taken in the Excel sheet. Now it's very simple here. The thing is that whenever we perform any error messages, see here valid, whenever we perform any valid data, we need to expect that it should move on to the next page. If you write a valid username and valid password, it will take you to the next page. We are very happy with that, right? But whenever we perform a invalid data, is your system should reject it, and as well as rejecting it, it should give you appropriate error message. Even error status also plays very important role, right? So let me take this new column called error here. Okay. So according to my requirement, if I provide a 3 characters username, according to my requirement, all these things are there in the requirement actually. According to my requirement, when I provide 3 characters or less than 4 characters literally, and if I click on OK, it should display this error message. Agent name must be at least 4 characters long. It should display this error message. Okay. Let me find. What error it should populate up? It should populate up error for this. It should populate up a error called agent name should be 4 characters long. Okay. If I write an invalid username, valid characters, but if I write an invalid username, sorry, what do you call valid username but invalid password, it should populate up this error message. So actually, all these things will be provided in your FRS document. Here for this application, we doesn't have any FRS document, so I'm directly grabbing from the application itself. So whenever we leave a blank password, whenever you leave password as a blank, and whenever you click on sign in, it should populate saying that enter password. So according to the requirement, these are my error statuses. I need to get them from for appropriate. Okay, done. Right. So whenever I provide this data, yes, system should respond with this messages. That is what I am expecting actually. Yes, if system is providing with these messages, then it's working fine. If it is not providing these messages, then the problem occurs. If it is providing these messages in the sense, like yes, system is working good, right? So let's see how to work with this. Because here, these are the expectation. I know it. Yes, I have grabbed this information from the document. I know the behavior of it. It should work like this. If it is working according to this, these are the expectations I have. If it is working according to this expectation, the whole application is working fine. Here, let's see. Now let me load all the required information to object repository first, so that I can start writing the script right away. So let us save it as a login one. So simple here, I'm adding the data into object repository. That's it. Okay. So I have added all my required data into object repository. The first thing, I want to take the data from Excel sheet, this Excel sheet, to action 1, to action 1, to action 1. So I have action 1 sheet. To that action 1 sheet, I want to take the data. Okay. So the data is there in login1.xls, which is in my E drive. From here, I need, and that too, I want only sheet 1. I don't want other sheets. I want only sheet 1, and that too, action 1. Okay. So let's see how to work this. For this, basically we use the import sheet. This is the first thing. So let us import the sheet to runtime data table. So data table dot import sheet is a command what we have. So let's write that command first. Data table dot import sheet is our first command. Data table dot import sheet. Data table dot import sheet. So location of the sheet. Right click on it. Go to properties. This is E drive. And sheet name is login1.xls. E drive login1.xls. The E drive. Yes, I have sheet 1 as a sheet name. Sheet 1. From the sheet 1, it should take to action 1. So by using this command, it will import the data to action 1. From the sheet 1, it will import the data into action 1. Once after importing the data into action 1, basically, in the action 1, I will be having 2 columns. Yes or no? 3 columns actually. UID is 1 column, PWD is 1 column, and error is 1 column. So like this, I will have 3 columns. So let me create a new column here. The 4th column dynamically, yes, to check whether it is a passed or failed. So here it will write the status saying that passed or failed. Okay, that is what I want to do it.